Alright guys, welcome to the channel. I'm here again with some very instructive chess games. I'll be playing against players around my rating point, which is 2100, 2200. Let's see if we can get to 2200. I'll be explaining my thought processes as best as I can. So the games are going to be very instructive, so stick around. There's a lot to learn from these games. Let's get the game started. Okay, who do we have here? We have the Extreme Fun from France. Let's go for the French defense. Okay. Let's see how we oh, opponent is going for the exchange variation. The guy is playing this really fast. Let's just castle here. Copy my opponent's assignment. Opponent is stopping me from playing this move. I'm also stopping my opponent from playing the move. A move like this comes to mind, but I think I should play a move like this. Just keeping my center solid. I'm also looking at playing a move like this. Okay. In the French defense, a move like this is usually very good, but putting the knight here, I'm not really sure. Where's the knight going? Okay, I see the knight routing here. And maybe I'm vacating this square. Okay. I want to play a move like this. It blocks out my bishop. Is that something I should worry about? Let's go here first. The thing I'm kind of skeptical about this move is that I do not want my opponent playing a move like this. I'm putting pressure here immediately. Let's go here. Opponent doesn't have this move. I saw that move coming from 100 miles away. A move like this, I wouldn't be surprised to see. Just trying to cement this knight on that square. I have a move like this. Doesn't really do much aside from just lose a pawn. So I'm looking at playing a move like this. Trying to connect my rooks and probably bringing a rook here. Bringing a rook here. Going for this pawn push. This is a very useful pawn push. Maybe I do not have to stay here before I go for this pawn push. Because if I put my queen here or here and then play this pawn push, I think my opponent can play a move like this. Hit my queen, or play a move like this, hit my queen here. And that will be with fork. That will also be a fork because if my queen is sitting here and the knight, okay, I saw that move coming. I think I'm just going to go here immediately. Yes, let's go here immediately. Let's try to destabilize my opponent's center. If my opponent captures here, I'm happy to capture this way. If my opponent plays a move like this, makes sense. That makes sense. Oh, my opponent can't play a move like this. It's this. Where are we going? Where are we going? I think I'm just going back here. I don't want to lose this. If I play a move like this, opponent just captures here, and that will be a fork. Whenever you have two pieces adjacent to each other like this, you want to be careful. You want to be careful not to get forked by a pawn. I see a move like this happening, but I can just withdraw my bishop, and this knight is just a sitting target for me, as I can easily kick the knight away. And this square is also defended this way, defended both ways. So even if my opponent is able to play this move, I just go back and my pawn is still defended here. Capturing here is something I would like to do. That is why in the French defense, sometimes putting the pawn here is really not the way to go. Putting the knight there because my opponent would love to play a move like this now, just to cement the center of the board, but they do not have the move. The drawback with this pawn push here is that now I have an isolated pawn, and that isolated pawn might become a weakness or a strength in the position. Let's see what it becomes. So I just need to watch out for this isolated pawn. The more pieces that are getting traded, the weaker this pawn becomes. As pieces are getting traded, this pawn becomes a liability for me. Okay, my opponent finally decided to play a move like this, and I'm just looking at withdrawing my piece back. Capturing here makes absolutely no sense. We already talked about why it doesn't make sense. But it just leads to getting forked. So I can't capture here. Capturing here also doesn't really make any sense. So I'm looking at just playing a move. No, not that. I'm looking at playing a move like this. And asking my opponent, what are you going to play here? And I think, okay, now it makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense. I think once I withdraw back here, I see my opponent playing a move like this. See that happening? I see that happening, just keeping everything together. I'm looking at playing a move like this, and I'm simply saying the knight has to move on to the edge of the board, and the knight is not happy there. So let's go back. I don't really see my opponent capturing here, but if my opponent plays a move like this, do I capture here? Ask my opponent to capture here. And see, dear opponent, you also have an isolated pawn here. This bishop is a sad bishop now. If my opponent pushes this pawn, oh, guys, am I getting trapped? Wait, did I miss that? Oh my goodness. Capturing here just allows this. So I'm going to capture here. Still asking some questions here. Their evil piece. Okay. Maybe not really. Maybe not really. Okay, maybe my opponent can capture here now. Win themselves a pawn. Capturing here comes to mind. Capturing there, I do not see what I'm gaining with. I'm not seeing what I gain with that. So let's play this move. I want to kick this knight away and then play a move like this. I have two bishops pointing towards the king this way. That should not be bad. So for the cost of a pawn, I think I have some activity. I can play a move like this. Oh, not now. If I play a move like that, opponent just says thank you for the queen. Okay, opponent sees that I would love to go here, and opponent is trying to stop me from doing that. So let's say I play a move like this. I see my opponent playing this, trying to stop me from doing that. What else can I do? I think I want to play a move like this for one reason. I don't want my opponent playing this move, so that I can just go attack this pawn, maybe get my pawn back. That should not be bad. So let's see how my opponent responds to this. I'm trying to stop my opponent from defending this way. Looks like my opponent can defend this way. Alright, be my guess, I guess. Be my guess if that's what you want to do. Have to watch out for this knight forward move. The knight could go here. Knight can go here now, but those are no moves I'm too worried about. But I don't really like the knight sitting very close to my king because, okay, a move like this cannot follow thanks to this knight. But we have to watch out for moves like this and moves like this and trying to start up something around my king's side. I think once it gets to that, I'm just going to remove the evil knight and say, dear evil knight, stop being evil, leave my position alone. Wow, wow, wow. Guys, did you see what my opponent played? Did you see what my opponent played? Opponent is simply saying, Justice, if you play a move like this, trying to attack, now I have this move. So what are we going to do? We really want to discourage that move. So I'm going to push pawn forward again. What is the idea? If my opponent plays a move like this, I have 1%. So opponent cannot really defend with a pawn now, because if you do that, I have this 1% move. And on the next move, I'm looking at playing a move like this. Issue here, I wanted to say there's an issue here because I capture here and there's a pin here, but this square is very well defended, so maybe there's no big issue there. If I play a move like this, do I worry about this move? Nah, I'm not worried about that. I want to start an attack on my opponent's king as it stands now, but I'm not seeing a way to start an attack. I would like to move this bishop, just keep my rooks connected. It's very useful to have the rooks connected. Okay, this guy. Okay, so let's say we play a move like this. I am definitely getting hit with this. So let's play a move like this first. Let's say I go here. If opponent hits me with this move, I capture here. And after the trade, opponent has this move. So I'm looking at playing a move like this. But if I play a move like this, I think I'm still getting hit with this move. Regardless. A knight coming here looks nice. What if I land my knight here? Opponent just grabs, I grab back. So let's say I land my knight here to attack this. If my opponent captures here, I simply capture here. And for that, I might be saying I have the bishop pair. I might be saying, bro, looks like I have the bishop pair here. But hope I'm not going to lose this pawn. Because I do not want to lose that pawn. I think I may have moves like this to support my pawn. So let's say we go here now. Opponent doesn't really want to capture there. So what is opponent going to play? What is my opponent going to play? Maybe a move like this. And if I capture here, opponent just captures here. And if I play a move like this, opponent has a queen move here that I do not like. Okay, let's go here. Let's not waste time. Let's play some moves. Let's keep the moves rolling. A move like this, I really expect. A move like this. Trying to defend it this way. Defend the pawn this way. I'm also looking at maybe bringing my queen here. Can my queen easily get bullied? Not really. But is my queen really doing a lot here? That's another question. I see my opponent capturing this knight. I really see my opponent capturing that knight. That's an evil knight. That's an evil knight. That's an evil knight that I do not think my opponent can allow to remain on that part of the board. Because a knight on the center of the board chilling like that. Opponent doesn't capture it. Capturing here, not really. Playing a move like this to capture here, looks like a solid move. So let's say I go here, trying to go for activity. Let's say I go here trying to go for activity. What is my immediate threat? I'm not really seeing my immediate threat. So let's say I play a move like this instead. My opponent captures here. I capture here. I'm fine. But then maybe the knight, even knight is landing here. So let's say opponent captures here. What if I capture here? The knight lands here regardless. Oh, this knight, this knight, this knight. If I remove the knight now, opponent captures, and then I play a move like this. Yes, what's going on there? So let's say we remove the knight now. That's giving up the bishop pair. I really don't want to give up the bishop pair, but let's see. I capture here, opponent captures here, and then I go here. That doesn't really make any sense. That move makes no sense. So what if we go here? What are we doing there? That's just activity. Okay, what if we ignore and go here? I see my opponent capturing here. And I ignore and capture here. Instead, opponent just gets another pawn. And they are chilling. So let's go here instead. I see my opponent maybe landing the knight here. Problem is I'm just going to capture the knight and try to win this pawn later. Try to say this pawn is a liability. Pawn sitting here is a liability. And if I'm able to win the pawn, position just becomes equal. I wish I'm just getting the pawn and getting an extra pawn. We are heading into an end game. We are heading into the end game here. An opponent has a pawn. There's no time advantage for me, so the game is on. Game is on. This is not defended. We need to watch out for that. Opponent captures here. I'm going to capture here. This is under attack. I'm also looking at playing a move like this. Problem with playing a move like this. Okay. Opponent captures here. I capture here. I really see this evil knight hopping in here. I see that happening. Okay, I think I can capture here. If opponent captures here, play a move like this. And we are also looking at playing a move like this. And I'm also looking at maybe trying to put my bishop here, just block whatever piece is defending this pawn, and then go for the pawn. Then go for the pawn. Let's see how my opponent handles this position. I'm building some time advantage here, but I need to have a playable position. When it gets down to it, I really need to have a playable position. Else, my opponent might be down to 1 minute 30 seconds or 1 minute or less than 1 minute and still win the game. So I still need to have a playable position. So we still need to think and try to play reasonable moves so we don't end up losing. But the time advantage is huge and I'm loving it. I think my opponent is thinking, do they capture here or not? If my opponent captures here, I just do this. Guys, burning time. The guy plays that move. Amazing move. That's an amazing move, guys. Do you see what my opponent is simply saying? Opponent is saying, if you capture here, I have this move. I'm already thinking of this move, but then my opponent just captures here and say, bro, thank you for the piece. So now I'm just thinking of playing a move like this. Giving my piece a lot of support. Giving the knight a lot of support. If opponent plays a move now, that's a free pawn. But if opponent plays that move, oh, playing a move like this comes to mind. I see my opponent playing a move like this. A move like this comes to mind. But what do we get with that? No, nothing. We do not get anything. Opponent is playing fast now. The guy wants to play fast now. I'm looking at just playing a move like this. Because I also want to move my queen away from this. All right, let's go here first. I think I also love this move for one reason. It's threatening to just pick up a pawn here. So let's say we go here now. How is my opponent going to respond? A move like this comes to mind. Can't I just capture here? Let's play a move like this. Just trying to make sure it works. Let's go here. That's not a free rook. If my opponent captures here, I'm happy to recapture this way. If my opponent captures here now, it's just a big blunder. Because once I recapture, the queen is under attack and this is under attack, okay? I think they can play a move like this. Keep everything defended. Yes, that's a move. That's a move. Capture here, opponent captures here, we check. Don't capture here, play a move like this. That cannot be bad. That should not be bad. Play a move like this, hit the queen while threatening to go here. Should also not be bad. So let's say we play a move like this, hit my opponent's queen, and then capture here. Let's not do that. Let's do this instead. If my opponent captures here, I'm just going to recapture this way. That's a pawn. What am I doing? Okay, if I had captured that pawn, opponent just captures this pawn. And guess who is chilling now? Guess who is chilling now? Let's go here. Need to watch out for this square. I need to move. Goodness me. Let's go here. I have this move in mind. A move like this is also a possibility. I see my opponent playing a move like this as well. Let's see. Let's go here. I really like to capture there. We don't have that move. Wow. Need to start moving fast here. We are threatening to capture that. Oh my goodness. Opening captures here. Guy is making moves and the guy is making them fast. Ouch. After 17 seconds, we need to move. We need to keep those moves coming. That's not really threat of a checkmate. Not really a checkmate threat. Oh my goodness, I'm getting flagged. Move, Justice. Oh my god. Ouch. What could I have played? Ouch. I just froze, guys. I had 11 seconds. I just froze. Oh, when it came down to 8, opponent was just faster. Opponent was faster. Opponent was faster. I was looking at playing a move like this, but that would just be checkmate. And what else can I play? What else can I really play here? Justice just capture a pawn here. Capture a pawn there. All right, let's analyze this game. Let's see. I played with 70.2% accuracy. Opponent played with 64% accuracy. So at the end of the game, was I winning? Was I winning? No. Oh, I think I was winning at the end of the game. I think the position was better for me at the end of the game. So it was the exchange French. Nothing much was going on the board. Nothing too serious. All of these were good. Even giving up that pawn was good. Try to kick the knight away. Then I play this move. I saw my opponent trying to play a move like this. So I'm just stopping it. And for a while, the opponent, that's bad. What was the best move here? Yes, that was a pawn. I missed it. That was only a pawn. It was a pawn. It was a pawn. But I think my opponent gets a pawn in return for it. Wait, that's a blunder. Oh, why was it a blunder? Pin that. Whoa, look at that. Pin that. I was just trying to play fast here. I had just 40 something seconds here. What's the idea behind the move? The idea is simple. We are going. Isn't that the idea? What's going on? Yes, that's the idea. Capture here. And regardless of where they put the queen, we are going to capture here again. And we are just up a full piece. I missed that. I missed that. Need to work on my tactics, guys. Why did I not just even capture here? Okay, going back to e7 was the best move. Oh, if I had captured there, I just lose my queen. That sacrifice cannot be good. Wait. Opponent blundered there. Rook f4 was good. Look at that, guys. Okay, where's my opponent playing? Engine is suggesting a move like this. Okay, so opponent goes here, and then I capture on f3. Isn't my opponent just going to play? Oh, look at that. If opponent captures here, we remove the defender of this, and now we can capture here. I had some chances against this 2300, but I found a way to mess it up. And at this point, after this move, that was a blunder. I was just trying to find a good move. I just could not find it. Yes, it was a blunder. Justice capture here with check, and then go here, check. Oh, all right. That was an amazing game from from me. Let's get another game going. Let's see. Okay, we are playing another player from France. Let's go for the French defense. Looks like we are going to have the exchange variation of the French defense on the board again. These guys at this level, they like the exchange French. Let's break this pin. Let's stay away from unnecessary pin. Opponent is playing this very aggressively. Let me castle my king. Opponent wants me to capture here so they can play a move like this, saying, bro, you just helped me develop the piece. I'm not going to capture there. And another idea behind that move, okay, I feel like capturing here. That will be helping my opponent trade their bad bishop. I think that's a bad bishop. But they can also trade it here if they want. But if they want to trade it for a knight, be my guess. Another idea that comes with this move is that if I play some moves, random move like this, the queen can easily go here and threaten something here. So I think I'm looking at playing a move like this. What is my opponent going? That's not a move I'm too worried about. Now I can play a move like this. If opponent goes here, just going to capture here, double my opponent's pawn. So when I go here now, what is my opponent really going to do? I see my opponent playing a move like this, trying to break the pin. And then I'm looking at just playing a move like this, asking questions here immediately. Here, evil piece, go away. Why did my opponent go back here? You might be wondering. The issue here is that if my opponent doesn't go there, I'm already looking at capturing here and capturing here. I'm looking at capturing here. It's either my opponent capture here if they don't want to lose a pawn, or if they capture here, I simply capture here and I'm up a pawn. So let's bring this rook into this file. This in my open file. I'm also looking at playing a move like this. Very worry about this evil knight landing here. No, I'm just going to capture here and then capture here, I think. So let's go here. If my opponent plays a move like this, I'm not going to capture the knight. I'm going to capture here. Okay, opponent can capture here. I thought they have to capture the queen. Capture with something else as well. This pin is quite nasty. I really don't want to trade my bishop for this bishop, but maybe at some point that's what's going to happen. I'm also considering a move like this, trying to put pressure here while also looking at this square. Problem is that this pawn, I'm not really attacking the pawn, because at the end of the line, opponent could play a move like this. So that'll be a hanging piece. But I see a situation where my opponent can play a move like this and just get their pawn back. But for now, they can't really do that. So if I play a move like this, I'll be putting pressure on this pawn with ideas of capturing here, gaining a pawn. But am I really gaining a pawn? All right. So let's say we go here now. What do we expect from our opponent? Opponent could immediately play a move like this. Just ask some questions quickly, saying, bro, where are you moving that piece? Are you moving your queen? And once I move my queen, even knight sits here. Knight is just a very good piece. So let's say we play a move like this. What do I expect from my opponent? I expect a trade here. And if I go capture here, okay. So let's say we play a move like this. I do not want to trade this, but this is quite uncomfortable. I don't like it. I would like to play a move like this. The move doesn't really do anything for me, aside from just walking to an attack. I would love to play a move like this as well. But opponent just plays a move like this, gain a tempo on my queen. I'm not really interested in seeing that move. So let's say we go here now. Opponent captures here. If I capture here, no, I wanted to capture there, but I don't have that move. I think I can just capture here instead, keeping everything together. So let's say we go play a move like this. Opponent captures here, and then I capture here. Opponent captures my queen. I capture their queen. I think I'm okay with that position. Capture my queen, I capture your queen. Save your bishop. We need to watch out and see if they can save their bishop. If they save their bishop, I think I can save my knight here, grabbing a pawn. So I do not see my opponent saving the bishop, saving the dark square bishop. So let's go here. Opponent also has some time advantage, so we need to watch out for all of this. So if opponent captures here, like ignoring and just capturing here. That's also something I'm looking at. Okay, if I capture here now, opponent grabs my queen, I grab my opponent's queen. What's really going on there? I'm simply saying this is a weakness. This pawn is going to be a backward pawn that I'll be attacking. So let's go here. See my opponent capturing here, and I'm just going to capture here. Opponent saves their bishop. I can even just ignore and capture here next. Just allowing my bishop to perish, my knight to perish while just capturing this bishop. So let's see how my opponent plays this one. A move like this does nothing. I just capture here with check, remove this evil piece. I guess my opponent wasn't expecting this. So the guy is thinking. If the guy captures here, I think I can just capture here. I have some pressure here already. Okay, the guy captures there. So let's say we capture here now. Looks like we have some pressure here, but looks like we have nothing. If I capture here, I'm not seeing what I really gain with that. So let's say we capture here. What is my opponent really going to play? Move like this comes to mind, and move like that might be doing something. Move like this comes to mind, simply asking me, dear justice, move that queen. So let's say we capture here. Let's capture here. If my opponent plays a move like this, we just move the queen somewhere. Where are we moving the queen? I'd like to attack something. I'm not seeing how I attack something, but let's play a move like this. Opponent has to be careful. A move like this, while it looks reasonable, I'm just going to capture here. Force my opponent's queen to respond. Then I just get myself a pawn here. Move like that also looks nice. And opponent is eyeing this pawn, while also eyeing this pawn. And from the looks of things, like I may have blundered a pawn here. Can't be making such a blunder. I overlooked this move, guys. I overlooked that move. I'm now looking at a queen sacrifice here, rook sacrifice here, capturing here, and then capturing here. But at the end, my opponent has a move like this, and pure chaos there. So let's say we play a move like this, opponent can capture here, and this is under attack, while this is under attack. So we do not have that. What else do we have here? Oh, don't really have much here. Do not really have much going on for us here. Let's go here. Opponent is going to win this pawn. Let's not lose this pawn. We are going to lose this pawn. And after losing the pawn, I have to move again. This is not something I ordinarily want to play. Position is crazy, guys. I'm getting hit with this pin. Let's not panic. Let's not panic. That's when the blunder starts coming in. Let's not panic. If I see my opponent playing a move like this, I have this move already. To get away from that. I have this move. I could also play a move like this. We are immediately putting pressure here. So let's say I play a move like this. I see my opponent sacking here. And after I capture here, then they can capture here. Because if I go capture here, that's a piece. So we can't really do that. A move like this comes to mind, it does nothing. So maybe we just keep this defended this way. I'm just watching out to make sure opponent doesn't have something else. Okay, so let's keep this defended this way. If the guy captures here, do I want to trade queens? Not really. Not really. But I can capture here and try to put pressure here. Maybe trade queens and try to double up on this pawn. That might be a move. That might be a plan. I just dropped a pawn. But the game is on. Opponent has the time advantage as well. On the next move, I'm looking at just moving this. So maybe we move it here. The problem with moving that is that I'm just giving away this square. That's a square I would like to hold on to. But this is looking dangerous. If my opponent, this is just tying down my pieces. Playing some defensive role, but maybe it's okay here. So I'm considering a move like this, just putting pressure here. Capturing here also comes to mind. If my opponent captures with the queen, I think I'm okay with that. So let's say we capture here. Opponent might capture with the pawn. But if opponent captures with the rook, I really feel like playing a move like this. We do not have that. One reason. Okay, opponent can capture with the rook, and we don't have that. While I would like to have this move immediately, we don't have it. If opponent captures with a pawn, this pawn, I feel like the pawn just becomes weaker. Opponent captures this way, it has music to my ears, because after the trade, I'm able to win a pawn here. So it's either my opponent captures here or capture this way. A move like this, does it really do anything for me? Not sure it does anything for me. Capturing here, I do not see my opponent playing. That move doesn't really make too much sense. Capturing here just comes with a tempo on my queen. So opponent might be considering it and saying, all right, what if I just capture there? Or if my opponent captures there, I need to find a good move. Need to think on my opponent's time. I'm also looking at playing a move like this. Problem is that this rook is hanging, and it is not just hanging, it is hanging with a check. Because when my opponent captures here, it's going to be a check. The guy is already thinking capture this way or capture this way. Let's see how he decides to play this. I won't be surprised to see a move like this, trying to say, okay, I'm up material, let's trade queens, but that would just be dropping this pawn. Because the reason I cannot capture this pawn now is that this rook is just going to drop. Let's go here. Why are we going here? Trying to put pressure on this pawn so that when I go capture there, I do not have to worry about losing this rook. I see my opponent doubling up here and trying to land a check here. Yes, we are simply saying be my guest. So after my opponent lands a check here, am I getting checkmated? It's very important we ask that question. I'm looking at capturing here. I see a check here. I capture here. Opponent lands a check here. I go up. I think I should be fine. And if opponent goes here, double up here, try to deliver checkmate here. I think I can move this somewhere. And just move that somewhere. Also a check here comes to mind with intention of capturing here. But I'm not on time to capture there because of this checkmate. So let's go grab this pawn. Just trying to make sure I'm not losing material here. I think we can grab the pawn. My rook is no longer hanging on the edge of the board. I see my opponent playing a move like this, trying to trade. See that happening already. So let's go here. See moves like this happening. Or maybe a move like this happens. Let's see. Opponent has to be careful. That's one thing. Because if I'm able to land a check here, if opponent blocks this way, I just play a move like this and I'm just putting pressure on the piece. Okay. Opponent plays that move. I think opponent just blundered. That's what I think. Opponent just blundered. After I check here, what is he going to play? To play a move like this, I land a check here. Play a move like this, that's checkmate. And after this check, if you block with your bishop, I just play a move like this. And I'm just putting pressure here. And I'm just going to win material. A check here is just a single check. Again, I'm going to move my king here. A move like this loses even quickly because after this check, we are forced to play a move like this. Have this move, guys. Opponent has this check. I'm just going to move away here. Opponent would like to land a check here, but thanks to this evil bishop, opponent has none of that check. Wow. That's a win, guys. That's a win. Okay, that's a check. Let's stay away from it. Opponent would like some check here. Opponent doesn't have any useful check, which is just good for me. This was an amazing game from my opponent. Opponent played very well. Opponent has some winning chances, but chess is brutal, guys. Sometimes just one single blunder and it's GG's. A single blunder and it is GG's. It was a blunder in the end game. Very good you understand. It's very good you know your end game. You know your checkmate patterns. It's very good because opponent wants to land a check somewhere. Problem is opponent doesn't really have a check because I have a check first. The guy wants to land a check here. I'm looking at landing this check first and then capturing here. If I capture there, opponent has a check here. I think I can play a move like this. Opponent doesn't have any other useful check. So let's capture here first. Let's bring this game home first. Let's bring this one home. End game can be brutal, guys. Want to make sure we are not blundering something. A check here, I'm happy to just capture here. I'm also looking on playing a move like this, trying to put pressure here. A check here also comes to mind, just trying to trade queens. That's likely what I will do. Problem here is I can play a move like this. Opponent doesn't have any other useful check. Just want to make sure of that. I want to make sure of that. A check here is what I'm going to play next. Opponent would like to land a check here. They don't have it. A check here, I'm happy to see. I just trade simplify and there's no way I'm losing this. Opponent has a pass pawn I should watch out for. Okay, now this is GG's. This is GG's now. The opponent is forced to block this way and that's checkmate. Wow. Let's take a look at this one. Let's see what happened in this game. Wow, guys, I played with 91.1% accuracy. That's some high level stuff. Opponent played with 878.7% accuracy. From the graph, I was never in serious trouble, but 0.1.7 is kind of a serious trouble. Let's see what happened in the game. So it was the regular French defense, and opponent played it aggressively with that pump push. And the opponent is simply inviting me to capture here so that they develop their piece in one move. But I know better. I'm not going to capture there. And after all of this, position is kind of equal, symmetrical. Nothing much is going on the board. And then I think I blundered a pawn. I blundered a pawn with that move. And according to the engine, position is still fine. And after I move like this was when my opponent just seized the game. So what was the best move for me? Just go back here. What if my opponent captures here? Which is something I was kind of concerned about. Yes, opponent can actually get away with capturing there. What happens here? Rook to e6. This is some stockfish stuff. I did not even think about this. I wasn't really thinking about this. Okay. But instead, I played a move like this, opponent captured here. Just like that, my position was not looking too good. And after this trade, very important I move this rook away so that I can capture here. Frowning at that move. What is stockfish suggesting? Okay, stockfish is suggesting I played this move already, a6. And the second line of the engine is what I played. Then I saw this check coming, but guys, it's just a check. And after this move, very important you know your checkmate patterns, because in this position now, looks like my opponent has a loft here, but after this check, they are forced to play a move like this, and that's checkmate. So that's why they block this way. But then comes this move. And after I check here, I just move my king away. Opponent is looking for a different check here, but I'm just on time. I capture here, and opponent no longer has a check here. So they decided to give a check here. I blocked the check, and they were looking for another check, but now it's just checkmate in 2, and just GG's. Let's get another game rolling. Okay, let's go with the king's pawn opening. Playing with the white pieces now. And maybe we are going to see the scotch game. Oh, opponent is going for the elephant gambit. I think this is the way. Okay, opponent didn't play it the way I wanted him to play it. Let's go here. I really don't want to lock my bishop in. I do not want to lock my bishop in, but what am I doing? What am I doing? Oh my goodness. Was that the best move? Guys, that was a mouse sleep. How am I mouse sleeping stuff like this? I mouse sleep a lot. I just mouse sleep a lot. Hopefully this doesn't cost me the game straight out of the opening. Hopefully it doesn't cost me the game straight out of the opening. I'm just looking on castling, guys. Stay away from that chaos. Can I capture here? So it seems, looks like we can capture here. Get our pawn back. We are hitting this and this, so we are getting our pawn back here. Opponent is thinking, maybe opponent is thinking of just moving this away, but that's a queen, bro. So if you do that, I'm going to capture the queen. Maybe opponent is thinking of this. Opponent just plays that. I wanted to say that's a sad move, not as sad as I would like it to be. Move like this also comes to mind. It's the evil queen. I'm looking at capturing here, and after my opponent plays this move, then I go here. But the problem is that my opponent can block with the bishop, which is the sad part, which is a problem. So I'm looking on playing a move like this. Now, let's hit this. Let's hit this. Check here. Oh, I wanted to say opponent has to be careful. Not really, guys. Not really. All thanks to what I played. So let's go here now. If I had captured here earlier, then I would have had this move. So where are we going? Opponent is opening opening up the rook on my queen. Blocking here looks like a logical move, but that's just walking into a pin. You do not want to be walking into a pin, guys. I'm looking at playing a move like this already. Just staying away from that. Oh, that's a pawn my opponent is looking at. I'm looking at this check. That's a check I'm considering. A move like this, I won't be surprised to see. Okay, opponent plays that. Opponent wants to destroy my king side. Check here comes to mind. Check here. Not seeing what I gain with. Alright, let's go here. My opponent captures here. I'm just going to capture here. Why am I playing this move? I just want to make sure my rooks are connected. Let's go here. Pawn push here makes sense. I'm just going to capture here. Pawn push here. I'm just going to go here. I also have a check here, although the check doesn't really seem to do much. Let's see how my opponent responds to this. I'm looking at capturing here, and that's a move I can play. Because if my opponent plays this move, I have a check here. I also have some checks here, and I should be the one chilling. If my opponent plays that move, I think we have a move like this. Opponent would like to play some moves like this, try to put pressure here. I'm looking at just capturing here now. That's exactly what I'm looking at. Let's go capture here. Yes, I see my opponent's plan. For a moment, I thought I was seeing my opponent's plan. I'm looking at playing a move. I can capture here, can't I? Opponent blocks here. I have this check. Opponent can block here. And we have nothing, guys. We should not be doing that. Okay, so let's play a move like this. See my opponent playing a move like this. For real. Also, a move like this comes to mind. Move like that. Where do we go? Do we go here? What if we go here? Just want to make sure I'm not blundering something. Okay, let's go here. If I go here, it feels wrong. Move feels wrong. Let's go here. Maybe we are going to get it. Okay. What was that? Okay, okay. Opponent is giving me a pawn. Opponent is simply saying, in other words, bro, your king side is in ruins. That's what my opponent is saying. And I am up 2 pawns here. But guys, these are just open lines towards my king. I just need to find a way to start an attack here. Either I start an attack or get checkmated. Move like this comes to mind, but I can capture here. Okay, move like this now comes to mind as well. Capturing here comes to mind. Doesn't really do much for me. But if opponent captures here, I'm already looking at playing a move like this. Then opponent can capture here. Sacrifice here comes to mind. And after the capture here, I'm just capturing here. Getting this. Let's calculate this. Let's calculate this. The problem here is that my back rank, something I really need to watch out for. Something I need to watch out for. Back rank, my back rank. So a move like this now comes to mind. If I play a move like this, I can sack here, and after that, land a check here. But my rook would be undefended. Not something I really want. Not something I appreciate here. So let's say I play a move like this. Hitting this rook, what do I expect? I expect some moves like this. Hit that rook while defending this pawn as well. Then has to be careful. I see my opponent playing a move like this. Already looking at playing a move like this. Okay, opponent is willing to give back up material like that. Can't I just capture here? Ooh, there's a problem here, guys. If I capture here, if I capture there, opponent can sack here. And if I go capture here, it is GG's. All thanks to this knight. If I capture here, opponent can capture here. And the time I capture here is bad. If I capture here, opponent captures here. We're looking on. Okay, it doesn't really do much for me. Let's hold on to material here. Let's hold on to material here. My king is kind of weak. Because my king is weak, I would like to trade the queens if I can. Opponent is playing really fast. Opponent has the time advantage because of the speed. Okay, maybe bringing my rook into the game somehow like this should also not be bad. This rook is not contributing to the game, so let's try to bring the rook into the game. So let's see how my opponent responds to this. This position is a very interesting and position we need to be careful. This is a position we have to be very careful. Because I see my opponent playing a move like this and trying to just put pressure here. See that happening? My king is not the safest king on the board. Okay, so let's say we go here now. Okay, if I capture here, opponent just captures here, and it's probably GG's for me. So let's say we go here now. What is opponent going to play? If opponent captures, I captured here. Opponent captures here is GG's. So what is opponent going to play? So I'm looking at playing a move like this. Maybe what is opponent really going to play? Okay, move like this. Like I can capture here, and then probably play a move like this, which doesn't really work. Ooh, oh, I'm looking at the check here. Let's go here, guys. Let's go here. I'm running low on time. If my opponent captures here is GG's, why not? If my opponent captures here is GG's. So what do I see my opponent playing? I see my opponent playing a move like this. But I think there's a problem there. think there's a problem there because I'm going to trade here, and after the trade, I'm going to trade here, and after the trade, I'm looking at capturing here. And if my opponent gets greedy and capture here, I have a check here, check there, and if the king goes back, which is okay, not really the only square for the king. Okay, now that's a blunder. That's a blunder now. That's a blunder, guys. Let's bring this rook into the game. I really want to. Maybe I should just start rolling pawns. Maybe it's time for us to start rolling the pawns. Looking at just pushing pawns now. That's exactly what I'm looking at. Push, 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 push pawns, push pawns. So that move coming from 500 miles away. Let's keep this defended. I see my opponent playing a move like this. And after the trade, capture here. Okay, let's go up here now. Let's start rolling pawn. Let's keep the pawn rolling. So that is defended here. I feel like just trading here. That's a piece, isn't it? Isn't that just a piece? The opponent has this move. Let's trade the queens. Even though it means giving up material, simply means I'll be giving up some material here. Let's trade it. Let's trade the queens. Let's simplify the position. I think I'll be giving up this pawn and my opponent resigns. Let's quickly take a look at that game. Let's see what happened there. I played with 82.5% accuracy. Opponent played with 74.4. I had some missed wins. I had several mistakes, and it was just roller coasters of mistakes. Let's see what happened there. I mouse sleep something. Was that the best move? It's just a blunder. Can't be the best move. I mouse sleep that, and probably just got my opponent into a territory they are not really familiar with. And after all of this trade, I play a move like this, which is the best move. Next, right? Okay. After this move, the position is still equal. Nothing much is going on. And apparently, grabbing that pawn is not the best move to play. So, what was the best move for me here? Okay, a check here. All right, I grab the pawn for myself, and then I play this move. Opponent landed this check, and this position is just better for my opponent. Even the opponent is down 2 pawns until my opponent played that move. And after this check, I played a move. Okay, yes, I found the correct sequence here, and then that's the best move, and that's the best move. And that was a blunder, and we found out why. And I was explaining in the game, if my opponent captures here, I simply capture here, and that's just back rank checkmate. If my opponent tries to play a move like this, I'm already considering this move. And after my opponent captures here, I just grab a piece here. And if my opponent gets greedy and capture a piece here, I was looking at this check. I was already looking on this check. If my opponent blocks this way, it's checkmate. And if my okay, that's not the best move. So what's the best move here? Ooh, look at that, guys. That's a pin and a very nasty one. Okay, this is some stockfish line. Okay, I guess my opponent saw what I was saying and decided not to go for it. So after this move, my opponent just went back. I traded there and I just grabbed myself a piece. In the earlier version, my opponent was threatening to capture here. But now that they moved the rook back, that threat is no longer on the board. So I'm just up a piece here and trying to win. What do we do with pass pawns? Push those pass pawns. And after this move, looks like I could, okay, that's just the best move. I think, yes, that's the best move because if I capture there, it looks like a free piece. Opponent captures here with check. And even at that, I think my position should still be winning. But that's not something we want. And after this trade, if my opponent captures here, I simply recapture here. This pawn is running and up. I have an extra piece on the board. It's just going to be enough.